What's up guys, Perry from Rockville here, and today I'm going to show you how to mount your HP65S black speakers. So let's talk about how to mount our speakers to a wall. For today, I'm going to be mounting them onto this drywall here, and if you also plan on mounting your speakers onto a drywall, we recommend you get 1/4 inch screws and 1/4 inch anchors. If the space that you're planning on mounting your speakers onto has a stud behind it, you won't need the anchors at all. And to find out if there is a stud behind your wall, you can always use a stud finder. Also keep in mind, studs are typically placed 16 or 24 inches apart, so that's the amount of spacing you would need if you plan on mounting multiple speakers. But again, that's only if you have studs behind your wall, and for today we have no stud behind our wall here, so we're going to be using the anchors. So the first thing we are going to want to do when mounting our speakers is decide where exactly we want our speakers placed. So to do that, I'm going to take one of my mounting brackets here. Just make sure that the holes of your bracket are lined up this way with this backwards L shape when placing it against your wall. So I'm going to take the mounting bracket and choose a spot on my wall where I want it mounted. Once you have it lined up the way you want, you're going to take a pen or pencil to mark your holes here. We recommend marking it by this top line here, just so we know how exactly it's going to sit on our wall. If you want, you can also make holes by this middle hole here, or these holes here on the very top and very bottom of your bracket. And that way you can run your speaker wire through any of these holes for a nice organized setup. So now we're gonna take a drill with a 1/4 inch drill bit because we're using 1/4 inch anchors and 1/4 inch screws. And we're gonna make the holes here where we made our marks before. After we've made our holes, we're gonna take 2 of our 1/4 inch anchors and feed them through the holes. Now chances are they're not gonna fit through right away, so you can take a hammer to push them in a bit further. So now that the anchors are all set up here, we can take our mounting bracket and line it back up, line up 2 of our screws, and use a drill to secure the bracket onto our wall. And now we have our bracket nice and secure to the wall. So the next thing we're gonna wanna do is mount our speaker to the bracket. To do that, we're gonna take 2 of our knobs here, and we're also going to need our speaker. Now there's a couple of different options we have when lining up these screw knobs. So we have these holes here by the front and these holes here by the back. For today, we'll be using the very front holes here. So when looking at your speaker, you'll see this hole here at the top and this hole here at the bottom. So you're gonna line these holes up to the holes here on your mounting bracket. Then you're gonna take your screw knobs and run them through each hole. And then you'll just tighten these knobs up to secure your speaker onto the bracket. Another thing to keep in mind is that if you don't have these screw knobs tightened up all the way, you then have the flexibility of swiveling your speaker so that it's hitting your ear at the perfect angle. And then once you have it set to the perfect angle, you can just tighten these knobs all the way up to lock it in place. Now this is just the setup if you wanted to mount your speaker vertically like this one here, but you also have the ability to mount your speaker horizontally, kind of like this. That setup is very similar to the setup we just did, except the main difference is you want to take your speaker bracket and set it up to your wall sideways, just like this. Make the marks at the top of your L-shaped holes here, and then from there, you're gonna follow the same steps by making the marks, making the holes for your anchors and screws. And once you have the bracket set up to your wall, you're gonna use these screw knobs to set up your speaker horizontally instead of vertically. And once you have your first speaker all set up, you're gonna follow the same exact steps, whether it's vertical or horizontal, to set up your second speaker. So hopefully this showed you guys how easy it is to mount your HP65S black speakers. But of course, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to reach out to our customer support team through your phone or email. As always, I'm Perry from Rockville, and we'll see you guys next time.